I left 10 trail cameras out in the Costa Rican jungle for 3 months. Today, we're going to find out which one survived and what they captured. Now, to be completely honest, a couple of the trail cameras failed, and one was sabotaged by trespassers. But one camera recorded over 1,000 clips. We've got 10 trail cameras in very different spots. Creek crossings, pasture edges, deep jungle logs, and busy animal trails. So what we're going to do is we're going to check each camera. And I'm going to show you the best walleye clips, and then I'll share what I would do differently next time. We've mixed brands and models because I care less about the logo and more about what actually works out here. Yeah, okay, we are back to another one of our white flash cameras, and I think it's going to be pretty good because just down that trail that way we have a cell camera, and I saw 2 Pumas on it about a month ago, but here's this white flash camera right here. It's another one of the Guard Pros. All right, again, it's got kind of low batteries there, as you can see. So I will probably swap these batteries out right now. And then we will take the card back home. Can't wait to see what's on this one. Ocelots are rarely phased by white flash trail cameras. Listen to that bird scolding these pumas. All right. So this camera here, which looks this way, is a Guard Pro. Through the years, this has been a pretty good spot for us. Looks like it's got a little bit of condensation on the lens. Let's see what happens here. All right. All right, we got a messed up screen. And I see water inside the camera here. So maybe something up here happened. Okay. This male curassow trots along the trail oddly. This is the first Margay cat we have seen on a trail camera in 9 years. They are very rarely seen out in daylight. Oh my gosh, we might have a slight miracle here. 3 months, and this camera stayed balancing just like this. The big question is, are we going to have anything on it? The cool thing about this camera is that, look, it looks this way. It looks into the center of the log for any kind of critters that might be in there, and anything crossing the log, and anything coming down the trail. I can only hope that we have a little something in here. This log is so rotten. We got power. 385 videos. Can you see that? 385 videos. That is so freaking awesome. I can't wait. This Browning trail camera has a software error resetting the date back to 1970. All right, so, wow, this camera made it. Ooh, it's covered in mud and stuff. So no telling what's on here. It probably did okay. Just we've had so much rain that everything's been kind of somewhat wrecked. Oh, the camera's off for some reason. I wonder why that is. Huh. Interesting. That means that somebody probably turned the camera off, or I was a total idiot and forgot to turn it back on. But there's no battery in it, so it's gonna have to go with us anyway. All right. Listen to that agouti growling. After only 5 days, they turned the camera off. I have added laminated cards letting them know we are only seeing legs and not faces. All right, this camera is a little bit off trail. It's a one of our very cool creek cameras. Now, there it is right there. Of course, wait a second. Of course, this looks right down the log here over the creek, so it could be a good vector for animals to come along. And what has happened here? Look at that lens. Oh my gosh. Covered and covered. Spider web. Dang. That is just one of the drawbacks here. Let's see if we've got any kind of energy in here. And another 0. So either the camera's dead or the batteries are dead. I don't know what happened to this trail camera to prevent it from recording any video clips. Maybe it was a software error. So this right here is what we used to call the famous rock. Anyway, our other camera is back over this way, and you can see the stand that it was on is bent. So something either got on it or knocked it. And here's the camera down here. There's a piece of probably the tripod that goes underneath there. Anyway, let's see if we got anything on the camera. Looks like it's dead as a doornail. Anyway, hopefully we'll get something good on this camera. It's always been a good spot. This skunk is just one of several animals that got too close to this trail cam. And check out this mop with a frog for breakfast. All right, just beyond there is our waterfall. And then we do have a camera right here. It's either a Guard Pro or a Midas, I can't recall. Looks okay on the inside. Let's see if we have any. Oh yeah, no start screen. Interesting, okay. Well, shoot, that's not really the end of the world. All right, let's see what we get. It was probably one of these guys who were shrimping that turned off the other trail camera, since it all happened on the same night. Okay, back to another solar cam. I think this is the Sycamore. Yuck. A little dirty there. Yuck. Oh well. Let's see. So this was not a Sycamore. This is a Vu Peak. I think it was a TC02. It had almost 200 videos. So that's good, and it had up-to-date videos. Anyway, we're going to take the card back and see what we got. Hopefully some good stuff. These are Tayras, entertaining members of the weasel family. And a healthy iguana. Okay, this is one of our favorite logs here. It doesn't get a lot of action, but what it does get is pretty good. And we've got our Sycamore camera, our solar paneled camera right here. I've never replaced any batteries with it, and it's been in the field for almost a year. Anyway, I'll take a look and see what's on there. All right, it said we had like 110 videos, so that's pretty cool. I don't like the small micro SD card on these cameras, so I'm gonna have to set the camera down, say goodbye for just a minute, and then we'll be heading to the next camera. You gotta love Coatis. And here's a quick look at a Jaguarundi. All right, the next camera, this is where our famous bucket cam was, where we had Pumas and Ocelots and everything else coming right by. Again, mud on the lens. Let's take a look and see inside. It's still on, that's a good thing. Off, on, and we got power. The date is correct. The time is correct. All right, all we gotta do is take out the card and see what we got. Check out this gorgeous Puma family. And at some point, the microphone failed on this trail cam. Well, I almost forgot about this camera, which is not unusual. This is, I think, a GoPro or my days. I'm not exactly sure. Again, you can see, you look closely at the lens, the mud on there. And I'm not exactly sure how that happens unless it just bounces up and splashes. We're about a foot off the ground, so I just don't know. Anyway, let's swing it open and take a look inside. All right. So we got the correct date, we got the correct time. Looks like everything's good. I'll turn it off. Take it home, see what's on the card. This large rodent is called a Paca or a Temple squintly. We had 8 working trail cameras after 111 days. Only one camera completely failed. One camera was knocked off its base at 97 days, but one trail cam was sabotaged. And we still ended up with 4,145 trail camera videos. Now, the best performing trail camera was the one located on the edge of the forest and an old pasture. But all the locations were quite good for as far as the wildlife goes. And anytime you have a trail camera on a log or near a log, it's always a winner. The rain and humidity are nearly always the chief causes of my trail camera failures. And usually the early symptoms are the loss of the start screens and the microphones. The VuPeak, MyDace, and Guard Pro cameras all failed shortly after checking the cards. And that's just par for the course. But you know what? Despite sacrificing a few trail cameras to the weather, the rainy season always has more wildlife moving than does the dry season. So for me, that's worth it.